Our next storyteller is Denise Scheuermann. She graduated from Duquesne in 1979 with a BS in education, ready to teach high school math. For the next 8 years, she lived in Oakland at various locations: Craft Avenue, Chesterfield Road, Bayard, and Melwood. Denise has worked in Oakland for 28 of the past 31 years in various hospital labs, all of which are part of the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. She currently lives in Greenfield, which is like 2 miles away. And she commutes to and from her job in Oakland. Denise Scheuermann.
Let me just start off by saying, timekeeper, please get my attention because I get wrapped up in my stories.
Okay.
Thank you. There are lots of things that we take for granted in our lives: the sun coming up in the morning, a bridge across the river, the ability to park on the street that you live on. And I'm proud to say I am part of why you see all those permit parking only signs, because way back in 79 or 80, 81, I went to an Oakland planning meeting as a resident of Oakland and said, yeah, we got to keep those university types and hospital types from parking where we need to park. Now I'm on the other side of that coin and I have to drive for miles to find parking. But it's one of those things you don't want to take for granted, being able to park near your house. This venue is on Belfield Avenue, and that is the scene where at the end of Flashdance, the character, first of all, let me ask, by applause, who here tore sleeves or collars off of their sweatshirts to do that Flashdance look? I mean, okay. So at the end of Flashdance, they have this scene where she runs up Belfield Avenue and her boyfriend hands her flowers and yay, she got into the ballet school. And I happened to be there on Belfield Avenue watching them film that scene, and I thought, Pittsburgh? Why would anybody film a movie in Pittsburgh? But a few years later, when the movie finally came out, and you see that first scene where she's riding her bicycle across the Birmingham Bridge, you realize, wow, she lives somewhere in Oakland. This is pretty cool. Well, that movie, of course, shaped all of our lives with our torn sweatshirts and all. And, oh, blank. Okay, so it shaped our lives. She's riding her bike across the Birmingham Bridge, and I'm seeing that movie and I'm thinking, wow, this movie really makes Pittsburgh look like a romantic place to live. Well, years later, when I met my husband, we both lived in Oakland, about 2 blocks apart, and we loved everything about living in Oakland. We would do the Greek Food Festival in May, we would do the CMU Carnival, we would hang out in the nationality classrooms at the Cathedral of Learning. We'd go to Shenley Park to wash our cars. We were all about life in Oakland. And on our wedding day, my husband went missing for most of the afternoon. And I thought, that's something you take for granted, that your bridegroom is going to show up. And we're not that conventional. For our wedding day, I went to Ritter's for breakfast with my bridesmaids, and my husband went to Shenley Park to play tennis with his ushers. We thought, oh, we're so unconventional, that's so cool. But I thought we'd meet up again to go to the church to get married. And as the afternoon wore on, I thought, he didn't tell me where he was going to go. I think he's coming back. Well, several hours later, he did show up. And what I'd forgotten was he was going to go to Monroeville to pick up a video camera to rent so that somebody could rent our wedding. It's another thing we all take for granted today is we've got cell phones in our pockets that can take pictures and can take videos just on the spot. Back then, you had to plan in advance, rent the video camera, and have it for your event, and then give it back. So after the wedding was over and everything, I said, okay, so let's see that wedding video and let's see, what fun did you have with the camera? He said, I made a special video for you, but we're not going to watch it till our first anniversary. And I was used to things like that from my husband. He liked to be a man of mystery, so I was like, okay, fine, first anniversary, we'll watch the video. On our first anniversary, when we were ready to watch our wedding video, I'm glad we'd waited, so we didn't want to have to just remember every time this person shook the hand and every time this person looked at the cake. That way it wasn't part of our permanent memories. But when he had that video camera in his possession for those 2 or 3 hours where I was in high anxiety, he was taking that video camera around Oakland and filming all his favorite things. He went to the CMU tennis courts. He went to the Shenley Park tennis courts. He showed the view of the city from Shenley Park. He showed where the Greek Orthodox Church is for the Greek Food Festival. He showed the little restaurant where we almost met but didn't. And he just had a whole list of favorite things about Oakland. And at the very end he said, Denise, today is the day I'm going to marry you. And you've always said that Flashdance made Pittsburgh look like such a romantic place to live. But I'm here to tell you, Oakland is where we fell in love, and Oakland is a very romantic place to live. So as I'm here before you today, I want you to think about what you love about Oakland, and don't take that for granted. And the people in your life, don't take them for granted either. Thank you.